Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone of Roel. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, this lesson is going to be very quick. I watched Apostle Gabar's video regarding hell. Okay, regarding hell not being biblical. Hell isn't the what the Catholic Church, and Christians believe as a place where you burn forever. That's not biblical. Okay. I honestly, I got precepts from there that I have not seen, and I highlighted those, and I'm going to use those for this video. All right. So, T.R.O.Y for having me, see that video that Elder Apostle Gabar made. But I'm going to add in some of my own precept as well. All right, precepts. I'm going to start with this one. All right. So, it's Ecclesiastes, and you should check out that video, by the way. I can put the link in the description box if I remember. Okay. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the earth shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Okay, so it's going to return unto the Father. The Father is in heaven. All right, up in the heavens. Up in the heaven. So the spirit, when you die, your body, goes back to dust because we were created from dust, Adam. And the spirit goes back to the Father. It doesn't talk about going to hell. All right, a place where you burn forever. Okay, and in fact, hell can mean a numerous amount of things. It can mean either hell as in Sheol, which means grave, the grave. Okay, which is why a lot of times when it talks about death, there's the word hell, either words before it or words after it. Okay, like a couple in between. All right. That's because hell is the grave. But also hell is a condition. All right, the Israelites, we are in hell. Okay, and I can prove that as well. I'll get the scriptures on that. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. All right, and how do you dig into hell? It's because it's talking about the grave. It's talking about the ground. All right, they're digging into the ground, bunkers. All right, and then going into heaven, like, whether it be helicopters, airplanes, space stations, whatever. Okay, because you can actually relate that to Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Now this is the point. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Okay? Which that's talking about, spiritually, because their pride has exalted them so high up, and they're also in rulership, the Edomites, all right, so-called white people collectively, but also because, the moon landing was faked, okay? They can't land on the moon, and they can't go to Mars or any of that, but they do have space stations, all right? Or they for sure have, like satellites or airplanes. The point is they go, high enough to the point where they don't have gravity as much, okay? Where they can, kind of float, you know what I mean? But they can't go way, they haven't landed on the moon. That was faked, okay? And you can do research on that yourself. They can't go to Mars. The photos of the Mars rover that they've taken have been debunked. All right, those are just pictures of places around the planet that people haven't really seen with a orange filter on it. Okay, I've seen the proof of that. All right, whether they take places from Egypt or from Greenland or whatever. All right. So, anyways, but that's what it's talking about. All right, their pride, and also because they may have space stations or satellites up there. Okay. Which would be like in the exosphere, I think. Which is probably the last place they can go is the exosphere. They can't go outside of that, more than likely. All right. So, but I'm not, 100% sure on that. But the point is, all right, they're going to be taken down. All right, and they may try to go into bunkers, or they may try to escape judgment, and they may, and the elites will not die from nuclear missiles. The elites will actually be, saved from that. They'll be protected from that. All right, but then they're going to get judgment after, because that would be the fulfillment of Psalms. What was that? Psalms 149. 149, I think. Verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. All right, the kings of this world are the elite Edomites. All right, the banker families. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh. Okay, and also I just want to bring out, the elites, if you don't know about them, they control the whole world. Okay? They, run the whole world. They own the banks. They poison your food. They poison the air. They poison the water. All right? You're a slave to them. Okay? Which is why we need Yahweh to send his son Yahweh Shai back to deliver us. Okay? But anyways, moving on. I was going to prove that we're in hell as in a condition. We can see that in 2 Ezra chapter 6. I'll start at verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. And this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. All right, so the world was created for us. The Israelites, we're supposed to be in rulership. Okay? As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right? So the 17 other nations have been likened unto nothing. Basically the 16 other nations, because one of them being Edom, which is hated. Yahweh hates Edom. Okay? And so really it's it is a movie. All right? Israel, the protagonist, the antagonist is Esau, if I'm saying those ones right. And the rest, the other 16 nations, are just extras, really. All right? And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. Okay, that's us being in hell. All right? But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Okay? So we're at the bottom, which is because this is our hell, all right? Hell being a condition. Heaven would be the elites. They're in heaven right now, all right? They're ruling the planet, okay? Heaven and hell are our conditions, but hell also can mean the grave. And a lot of times when it says death and hell, all right, or death and hell in the same verse, it's talking about the grave, okay? And why are we on the bottom? Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? So now, let's get back into this hell thing. I'll go to highlights. Bear with me here. It's going to take a little while. And basically, I've heard, I tried looking it up, but nothing really came up, because obviously they don't want you to just be able to look that thing up and it just comes right up. But I've read before and heard, and it's actually very, very reasonable thing, very reasonable theory, is that the Catholic Church, they actually made up hell, or they at least, took that ideology from somebody else. Not from the Bible though, and said that if you don't pay them money, like tithes, if you don't pay them money and support them and stuff, you're gonna burn in hell forever. All right, because fear motivates people, and that's something the Edomites would do anyways. That's what they do now. 9/11 was an inside job. All right, they found thermite dust. Okay, and it was clearly, you look at all the facts, it doesn't add up at all. All right, it clearly shows you that it's a false flag. Okay, people actually died, but it was set up. Okay. But what did that do? That put fear in people. Fear is a great motivator. All right, Yahweh puts fear in us, and we fear Him, and we do what He says. Okay, we go on the highways and byways, and we do these YouTube videos. Okay, if we don't do these YouTube videos, or we don't go out for some reason, which we do, but let's say for some reason we didn't, or we were even think something pops up, or the point is we have major fear. Okay, because we go out every week. Lord willing, we continue to go out every week and do these videos. But let's say, I'll use a different example because I know us brothers, not to boast or be proud, but we go out, we haven't missed times, okay? But, Lord willing, we will never will miss camp, or, if you go out alone like myself, that you'll always, be out there once a week and etc. But Lord willing, all hell breaks loose soon. But let's say you eat something and you see that there's gelatin in it. All right, you didn't know. You find out it's pork. You feel like you're going to get destroyed. All right, you feel shame. You might even cry. Okay, but that's that fear. It's the motivator. Okay. This is Salakia. This is Job chapter 3, verse 17. I'll start at 13. For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest. He's talking about the spirit world. All right, and then you go down to verse 17. It says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So why are the wicked at rest? Why aren't they burning in hell being tortured by the devil? Because that's not biblical. Okay? That's not biblical. That was one of the examples Elder Apostle Elder Apostle Gabar brought out regarding this. I actually saw a video about Elder Apostle Gabar, Salaki. I saw a video a while back, that Elder Apostle Tahar made about hell also being, not biblical, all right? But I saw one today that Elder Apostle Gabar made, all right? And this is one of the examples that he had. I'm going to bring out the other one, which was in 1 Samuel, dealing with Saul and Samuel, okay? Samuel the prophet, all right? And then I'm going to get one more script, I think, after these ones, and I'm going to close out. 1 Samuel chapter 28, I'll start at verse 15. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me. So apparently, I haven't read the whole chapter yet, but apparently, if you read the chapter, a witch from Endor brought Samuel back to life, okay? And he was in the spirit world. That's why he was saying, why hast thou disquieted me? Because the spirit world is peaceful. All right. And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and Yahweh is departed from me. And answereth me no more, neither by prophets, nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then dost thou ask of me, seeing Yahweh is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy? So he's basically asking, what can I do for you? Like he can't do anything for you. Or, well, in this sense, he'd be saying, I can't do anything for you. All right, because he departed from you. Yahweh, left you. And Yahweh hath done to him as he spake by me, for Yahweh hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David. All right, King David. Okay, which you can read 2 Samuel, if you want to read about David. Because thou obeyest not the voice of Yahweh, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek, therefore hath Yahweh done this thing unto thee this day. Now that's the point. Moreover, Yahweh will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. All right, because him and his sons were going to die in, I think it was Gilboa. All right. Battling the Philistines in Gilboa. Yahweh also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. So what? So Yahweh departed from him, and Saul was basically wicked, which it appeared like he was trying to, be right, which is why he brought Samuel back. But, it just shows that he's going to the spirit world. It says, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. all right, in the spirit world. Okay? Now let me get one more that I actually posted on Elder Apostle Gabar's video. I commented it. It's from Revelations. I think it's chapter 20. This is Revelations chapter 20, verse 15. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And what is that lake of fire? That lake of fire is that nuclear destruction. Okay, that's why it says the second death. What was the first death? The flood in Noah's time. All right, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and his wife and their wives all went into the ark, and the flood destroyed the planet, or wiped out the planet, basically cleansed it. All right, it's a cleaning agent, water. What is the other cleaning agent? Fire. All right, second death. So how can hell be a place where you burn forever, where you're tortured and all this and that, if it said, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire? Okay, this is the second death. So what does that talk about? Israelites, after this second death, which is the final death, will not, which reincarnation in the Bible, we've had more than 2 deaths, but this is the major second death. Okay, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, meaning there's going to be no more death, and hell being a condition. All right, because I was thinking when I first read this, not when I first read it, but when I read it again a couple of days, yesterday, I think, I was like, well, hell in this could be talking about the grave, because grave and death are going to be gone. And it could be like that, scriptures are manifold, but it's talking about death as in dying, all right, because there's going to be no death in the kingdom. All right, we're going to get new bodies, the Israelites, okay, and hell is never going to come upon us again, all right, because we're going to be in heaven, okay, and Jacob's kingdom is going to last forever, okay. So with that said, Lord willing, this was edifying the elect. With the whole space stations and stuff, I don't know exactly, okay, because Esau lies about a lot of things. But I know they haven't landed on the moon, and I know they can't go to Mars. Okay, if they do have space stations, then they'd be in about the exosphere along with like satellites or something. They're not really any further than that. Okay, but that's not really important. That wasn't part of the focus in this lesson. But Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. Lord willing, we are of the elect. I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone of rule well. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. Keep pushing. Right, endure. Shalom.